Hey, yippee, I'm going a bit off the rails today, so buckle in, we're in for a ride. I'm not typically the type of person that likes to invest in Kickstarter just because I'm terrified of being scammed out of my money, but there was something I came across the other day that just grabbed my attention and made me want to check it out. It's a PlayStation 1 style horror game called Flash Made Fear, and honestly, if you haven't heard of it, go to Steam right now and download the demo because it is worth checking out. And since it is just a demo, we're just going to go ahead and jump into it and just literally just cover the core story. We're not going to jump into the audio logs or any of that other stuff this time because I'm going to want to go through that when the full release of the game comes out. So with that being said, I'm Browdery and this is Flash Made Fear. So our story opens up with the RIP squad unable to reach their mission area. Unfortunately for the squad, somebody had forgot to lower the bridge leading into Rotwood, so they were stranded on the other side. And it brings me no joy to say that not a single one of these off-the-book soldiers are going to even attempt to scale the bridge and hit that parkour to the other side. Instead, opting to continue onward with the Fred Jones patented divide and conquer strategy.
Good idea!
The plan was simple. Nat and Marcus will head to the west, Kat and Jack will head to the east, and Bill and Zach, well, they'll hang out in the truck and try to find a way to entertain themselves while everybody else does the dangerous stuff.
That's fucking teamwork!
You're goddamn right.
But I've seen plenty of upbeat horror movies to know this probably won't end well for them, so we'll check back in with them later. Meanwhile, while they're getting comfortable, Kat and Jack end up at the ranger station after passing through the misty woods. Doesn't exactly look like the most inviting location, but hey, that didn't stop whatever the hell tore down this gate from getting in. Whatever was mass enough to do this, we definitely don't want to run into in the dark, so Jack works his magic on the generator and they get the lights turned back on. Well, good news is there doesn't appear to be any beasties lurking around down here. Bad news is they still don't have a clue what happened, so Jack heads up the ranger's tower to try and find some answers. Okay, somebody definitely had a bad day up here. Despite the clear carnage that took place up here, Jack manages to find a map, a warning, and a journal while looking around the tower. According to the journal, something was stalking the ranger in the woods, causing them to descend into madness and lock themselves inside, leaving the key to the gate in a lockbox up in the tower. So Jack retrieves the key and heads downstairs to meet up with Kat, and they decide to head deeper into the woods. The fog was dense, and with how dark it was outside already, it was very hard to figure out where they were going. So when they come across the water tower in the middle of the forest, Jack decides to climb it to see if he can get a better look at the area, finding a lovely pile of gore waiting for him above. Whatever left us here probably is what destroyed the ranger's gate, so they decide, yeah, it's probably best they keep moving. Right onto the falls where they find a rickety old bridge, one that there is no way that they're both crossing at the same time. Smart move because Jack didn't get too far across the bridge before the panel crumbled beneath his feet, giving the man a chance to show off his core strength, but unfortunately losing his radio in the process. But there was no time to worry if his warranty was still valid as he pulled himself to safety because the rest of the bridge was about to snap. Jack barely had enough time to jump to safety before the bridge snapped, separating them on opposite sides of the river, forcing Kat to regroup with the others, sending Jack on his own to handle the bridge alone. Not an ideal situation, but at least they both were safe.
Right.
Fortunately for Jack, it didn't take him long to find a road leading to the bridge controls, but unfortunately the door was locked and he wasn't able to get inside. He would have to investigate a bit before being able to lower the bridge. Finding his way to the rusty pump, Jack takes a moment to admire the low gas prices, before noticing a blood trail leading into the bathroom and deciding to investigate, leading Jack right to what's apparently left of the gas station attendant. Since the dead have no use for keys, Jack decides to help himself to Rusty's, but suddenly Rusty sprung back to life, cornering Jack in the bathroom. But honestly, it's nothing that 10 rounds of lead to the head can't fix. Jack will be taking that key now, thank you. That was a bit of an overreaction. The sounds of Rusty's demise brought more monsters crashing through the barricade outside in order to show Jack a bad time, sending him fleeing into the gas station for cover, where he finds some customers that are unhappy with the service around here, and they're not the only ones. Is that an arcade without power? How exactly is Jack supposed to get the high score underneath these conditions? Good thing Rusty's dead because I'm not sure he'd be able to handle the 1-star review Jack's about to leave as he exits out the back door. After dealing with a monster with really bad gas, Jack finds his way to the sheriff's home and decides to let himself inside. And after having a knife fight to determine ownership of a wooden handle, Jack uses a fire poker to stir some bathtub soup. And I'm willing to bet they got this recipe from the Sawyer family cookbook. But I doubt they're going to need that hammerhead anymore, so we're going to help ourselves to Dad and skip dinner. After taking care of the barricade with our new hammer, Jack finds the basement key and decides to have a look downstairs. And after being greeted by some grotesque sounds, Jack realizes that there was something down here, hungry and not alone. And they definitely didn't like Jack messing with their shit, because as soon as he picks up a wolf slider puzzle and tries to leave with it, they come bursting through the wall. So Jack puts the dead to rest and realizes, hey, they had the key and the crank to the bridge all along. So he rushed back, lowered the bridge, and discovered that all the shit must have hit the fan while he was gone.
Bill, Katya, somebody answer me. Natalie, Marcus. Where the hell is everyone? What was that?
Whatever that thing was, Jack wanted nothing to do with it, so once the coast was cleared, he pocketed some breach charges and headed back towards town. Passing under the now broken barricade, Jack discovers that the tunnel leading into town was now collapsed. No way he's getting through all that by himself, not without making some noise. So he stops by a neighboring trailer park, borrows some supplies to make a big boom, clears the path, and heads into town, unaware that something was stalking him the entire time. And that was Flash Made Fear, ladies and gentlemen, and honestly, I cannot wait to the full release of this game. The demo may have been short, but God, did it use its time wisely, giving you just enough character development and world building to get you interested. And even though there wasn't a lot of action with this one, they gave you enough to where you have a good idea of what you had to look forward to with the full release. Don't get me wrong, it would have been nice to play with at least one more weapon in the game, maybe a shotgun or a longer weapon or something, but I'm okay with what we got. Movement is going to be a bit of a mixed bag. You do have analog and tank control options. I prefer tank controls. I feel like it moved a lot smoother that way, but really that always comes down to dealer's choice. If I could give a little bit of a preference on my end, I played through this game both with the game music and without the game music, and I cannot suggest enough to play the game without the game music. At least in the demo. I don't know how it's going to be in the full release, but I just noticed that the voice acting came out a lot clearer and you started to notice a lot more of the creepy sounds in the background when the music wasn't distracting you from it. Either way, do yourself a favor and wishlist it now. I went ahead and kicked into the Kickstarter because I really wanted to help them reach some goals. And I'm happy to say, although they only have 62 hours left in their campaign, they more than doubled their goal. So we have a good survival horror game on the horizon. Along with the game, we're getting the CTR mode, full audio logs, secret quests and endings, new monsters, prequel story, full voice acting, and more outfits. Now, I would have liked to have seen the more story, possibly the choice matters in arcade games, and of course the physical copies, but hey, maybe if they sell enough of the digital copies, we might get that stuff in the future with a more complete edition or just in DLC. So make sure you wishlist your copy today. That being said, this video was a lot of fun. I don't normally want to do demos on here because I'm going to want to do this game again later on when the full release comes out, but I came across this demo and ended up enjoying it so much, wanted to do my part to support it. I really wish I would have found it sooner so I could have promoted the Kickstarter a lot more, but hey, please at least go out and wishlist it because I really do think this is going to be a great game. If you feel like I've earned it, subscribe today, leave a like or dislike, and tell me how you really feel in the comments down below, and we hope to see you back around here very soon.